Hi, thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the dashboards that are available within the Sales Fusion system. Marketing dashboards can be very useful for users who want to manage their marketing activities more effectively. However, the thought process that goes into designing and utilizing a marketing dashboard is not always easy. One must carefully think about the data contained therein and how to use it. Dashboards provide a very valuable data, but they do require marketers to understand and think about the data that is contained, how this information fits into what they know, and see how this information can impact their marketing efforts. The key performance indicators you use as a performance metric should be available to you at a glance and brought into a custom report to be placed on your dashboard. We're going to be examining the 4 static dashboards that we have. We're also going to be talking about the global dashboard, and then we're also going to be talking about how to create your own My Dashboard. Now, the first area here is the web dashboard, and this is showing you your analytic activity. So when you signed up as a customer, you were giving some analytic script, and that should have been placed on your website. You also have the ability to place it on multiple websites. The graphs here are showing you for the last 7 days, and it does stay current to the current date. The first one here is showing you your visits and page views for the last 7 days. You can see this week, and you can also see last week, and you can see it in a graphical view to see if it's higher or lower. You can also see your web activity source. You get to see organic, external link. If you have any searches or paid search or PPOs, those would also be listed here as a source. We also have the top pages, and you can see that it's listing your pages here. Top refers, how are people getting to your website? Are they coming in through search engines? Are they coming in through third-party partner websites? We're also showing you your top countries. You can see here that 41 visits from the United States, 6 from the United Kingdom, and so on. And then we're also showing you your top keywords. Come over here to the lead dashboard. Again, these dashboards that I'm showing you first are static, meaning that they cannot be tweaked. You cannot customize them in any way, shape, or form. They are just exactly what they are. The lead dashboard shows you how leads are getting created and getting qualified inside of your system. Now, the first report here is the hot leads by score. If you are utilizing the scoring profiles within the lead analyzer, then you'll be able to find your score and be able to see who is getting scored. You can see here that low interest indicates that we have 10 people, and if I click on this actual graph, it will go back and tell me who are those 10 people that have scored within this group. You can get some basic information, email, title, last name, owner, account name, create a date. You also get the ability to print this report off directly from the screen. If I come back over here, you also get to see leads by lead status. Now, this is pulling information directly from the contact or lead record, where you have a field that's called status, and you can modify the values that are populated in there. Within this demo instance, we have contacted, declined, and open, not contacted. You again get to see a graphical view of how many people have that status. And again, if you click on it, it will take a deeper dive and actually show you who has that particular status and allow you to go from here and contact them or get more information. If I scroll down, we have 2 additional reports. We have marketing to sales pipeline, and this will pull directly from your opportunities. Now, I am not in an instance where we are using the opportunities, but it will be looking directly at your opens, your ones, your disqualified, your loss to a competitor, and giving you a graphical view of those. The top campaigns for lead generation will show you your top campaigns. So it's going to show you the campaigns that you sent out recently that are getting the most open and the most clicks, and also getting leads being brought in. The next dashboard is our campaign dashboard. Our campaign dashboard is dealing directly with the campaigns. You can look for the last 30, 60, or 90 days. I'm going to switch it over to 90. And then you're able to see your top email campaigns, your top dialogues and landing pages, meaning how many people are starting and completing it, and it listed in that order. If I scroll down, you also get to see your active campaigns, and then you also get to see your leads generation. And the leads generation is pulling directly from the dialogues. It's looking at the dialogues, and it's finding any records that were new coming in from that dialogue. You can see we had 868. and how many of those new records were actually pushed over to an integrated CRM. Our last static dashboard is a social dashboard, and the social dashboard allows you to get a good idea of what is, let me go into a different account so I can show you some information in here. The social dashboard is pretty much pulling from the videos, also pulling from your person who is referring from a social media site such as LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. Here we go. You can see that we have some information here. Again, you can search for last 30, 60, or 90 days. If you are using the itty bitty function, which is a feature within Sales Fusion under the Dialogues tab, basically what it does, it allows you to wrap a PDF or a URL that does not contain our tracking script into an itty bitty so that we're able to track when people touch it. You can see here that we have one called Canvas, and if I click on Canvas, again, it's going to give me as much information as it can about who interacted with that itty bitty. If I go back, you can also see we have top referrals. Now this is pulling again from the web forensics where it's telling you how many people came in from LinkedIn.com, how many people came in from an itty bitty, how many people came in from Facebook. Once again, you can click on this and take a deep dive and get some more information. Which asset did they touch? What was the organization name? What was the interaction date? All very relevant information that you want to be able to have available to you at a glance. Now, you'll see that we also have top shared campaigns and top shared dialogues. Now, if you recall, and if you have seen the Part 1 e-marketing training video or attended the training, public training, we talk about the social networking tags. And those social networking tags give recipients the ability to share your campaigns and share your dialogues on their social media. And that's what it's pulling this from. If you are using those tags inside of your campaigns and on your dialogues and people are engaging with them, you're going to be able to see that information right here, that this campaign was shared on 2 different websites, and you actually get to see who is the person that shared it for you. Now let's go ahead and talk about the global and the My Dashboard. Now these are all great reports. They have fantastic information that's there quickly for you at a glance. But occasionally you're going to come across something that you need that is not available in a static report. For example, I run the client service side, and let's say that I wanted to see a report where I can see how long each of my customer service reps are spending with our customers. That's obviously not going to be a static report. So what I can do is I can actually create a custom report using our ad hoc report builder. And once I have that custom report created, I can either create a global dashboard or I can create a My Dashboard. The big difference between the global and the My Dashboard is the global can be shared with other users within your account. The My Dashboard is only for you. So if I click on the dashboard, I can come in, I can simply add a component, which is basically adding a report. I will find the category that contains my report. I will find the report, and then I can say left pane or right pane and add module. And that report will be added to my particular dashboard. This is for my knowledge only. Please keep in mind, as you can see here, that if you've requested a report that's too large, it's going to yell at you and say you cannot do it. You want to have reports that don't take a long time to render and are very quick and easy to look at. Most commonly, those are going to be your summary reports. They're also going to be your chart or your graph reports. Great to have on these dashboards. As you create your custom reports, you can come in here and simply add more reports. You can have as many as you like. The global dashboard is created a little differently, and we're going to show you how to create that. Now, when you click on global dashboard, you're going to see this drop down up here with a list of all of the available global dashboards. You can see we have one for Europe, we have a marketing, we have a social, we have a web analysis. You can have anything you want there. You can see that this is a very customized dashboard. These are reports that we created for ourselves and are available for anybody that is associated with the marketing role to view. To create a global dashboard, you would first need to create a role, and the roles are created under the Administration tab under 360. You can see under User Administration that you have roles here. Now, by default, you're going to have roughly 3 different roles. They're going to be called default admin navigation, marketing navigation, and sales navigation. those should be by default inside of your system. If you have created more roles, that's fantastic. Now, let's say that we created this additional marketing role, and we created this because we wanted to create a marketing dashboard. You would come in here, you would need to make sure that it says Global Dashboard Access or Dashboard Access. If this is not checked, then they will not have access to it. You would then come down here and you would add your users that you want to have be able to see the report. And the navigation access is null and void because it's just for sharing dashboard. You don't have to have the navigation access. You don't even have to have the data access. If you just want the user to be able to see a global dashboard, all you need to have is that checked. Once you have your report created, your role created, you would go ahead and create the actual dashboard. And again, you're going to go back to administration, back to 365 admin, and you're going to see a link called Dashboards. When you click on Dashboards, you're going to get a list of any existing global dashboards. I'm going to go ahead and just create a new one. And you're going to be able to modify the components. So you're going to give it a name, and the name is what's going to appear in that drop-down box. So if I wanted to name mine Client Services, I can do that. And then I can, of course, add a more in-depth description if I choose. The next item that you're going to do is you're going to tell the system what roles are going to have the ability to view this particular dashboard. That's why we created the roles first. So I can say I want my marketing role that we just modified to have access to it. And you can also add more than one role. So if you created 2 roles, and you have one for marketing and you have one for, let's say, sales, and hit save, you can continue to add additional roles. Down here, you're going to go ahead and start adding your dashboard components. This is where you're going to get a little bit more creative about what reports you're going to be adding. I'm going to go ahead and choose, let's just choose this report for right now. Add to doc, we'll add it to the left frame here. I'm going to go and just choose another one, and I'm not sure if these have any content in them, but I'm just going to show you what you would do. And then, in addition to that, you also get to drag and drop. So if I decided that I want these two underneath each other rather than beside each other, I can simply move these over right, move them left, move them up, move them down. If you decide that you don't want that report, then you can simply click on this X and it will be deleted. We have a preview dashboard down here. It does say save your changes before previewing the dashboard. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come up and click on Save and Stay. Once you save and stay, you can go ahead and come down here and click on Preview Dashboard. And there you are. Okay. That is pretty much the dashboards at a glance. It is very easy to understand. A lot of people never visit here too often. I would recommend that when you log in, your dashboards be one of the first things that you check. If these are not relevant to what you do in the system, then create your own particular dashboard or create a global dashboard so that you do have some relevant content to look at right away without having to run a report each and every time. As always, under your toolbox, you have our learning management system, which has our recorded trainings, the live training schedule, and some tips and tricks, and our facts and knowledge base. If you have never been there before, the first time you access it, you will need to register and create a new username and password. We also have our help, online help, which gives you step-by-step instructions of how to use our system and explains all the features and functions that are available for you to use. If you have any questions, please email support@cellfusion.com. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.